What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Boston Bruins franchise mode series. We are in round 2 against the Montreal Toilet Seats, aka the Habs, aka the Canadians, aka fuck the Habs. Um, so yeah, the first round series against the Buffalo Sabres. We almost blew them away, and then we kind of reeled it in and stopped playing. We phoned in the series for 2 games, and then we came back strong in games 5 and 6 to get the series win. In this series, we're playing our arch rivals, the Montreal Canadiens, who the best rivalry in hockey, more than likely, and in this franchise mode series, I hate them already because they signed Kevin Shattenkirk while we were going after him, and Shattenkirk said he declined our offer because we weren't a team that was ready to win now, and the Canadians were. Well, what about now? What now, Kevin Shattenkirk? We're playing you guys in the fucking playoffs. We finished 1 point behind you in the regular season, and I guarantee you, if you would have chose us in free agency, we'd be fucking better than we are now. We'd be better than the Habs for sure. And yeah, so whatever. Fuck you, Shattenkirk. Fuck you, Habs. Per usual, we're gonna go look at their lineup and see how their players have performed in the playoffs. I went in and looked at Kevin Shattenkirk's contract, and he signed with the Habs 3 years for $6.48 million. I can't remember what we offered him, but for some reason $7 million is sticking out in my head. So he took $500,000 less to go to the Canadiens because they were ready to win and we weren't. Whatever. So yeah, looking at the ratings there, they are fantastic defensively, 91, 95, 94, and we are only 93, 91, 91. So same as last series, we're probably going to need to rely on our depth scoring if we want to succeed in this series. We're rolling those. Our top 9 is absolutely fantastic. Probably the best third line in the league. Pretty damn good second line and a first line that is fantastic. Did I say best first line in the league? I meant best third line in the league. If I said first, I'm sorry. We're almost 3 minutes in and I'm already fucking up. So here's what our lines look like. Riley Nash jumped up 1 point, probably morale based, to an 83. But yeah, here's what our defense looks like. So let's look at the Montreal Canadiens. We'll start with their defense. Kevin Shattenkirk right there, 90 overall, paired with the 96 overall Shea Weber. So that is a defensive pairing to fear right there. Shattenkirk, more of an offensive defenseman type guy, but he still has a 5-star defense category, Jesus Christ. And then Shea Weber's just good all around, but he's listed as a defensive defenseman. So that top pairing will be tough. Will be tough to score on. Will be tough to handle in our zone. So yeah, that's something to worry about there. But the rest of their players aren't too great. They're probably still better than our pairings, but defense is clearly our weak spot. So they got Gimmelin as an 84, Jeff Petrie Dish as an 86, Jordy Ben, the worst Ben, 83, and Beaulieu as an 83 as well on the third line. So each of their pairings is better than each of our pairings head to head. So they have quite an advantage there. We're going to look at their goaltending. Carey Price, 94 overall. Jesus Christ. Only a 919 save percentage in the first round. 919 is pretty good, but it's not world class, especially in the playoffs. It took them 7 games to get by the Senators. If you remember, the Senators blew a 3-0 lead. The Warriors special. So yeah, 244 GAA is also not the best, but he's still pretty damn good, and he could easily shut us out several times and steal several games. So here are their offensive lines, their forward lines. So we're pretty much better in the bottom 9 for sure, and their first line's pretty good, but I would still give the edge to ours. So our forward core is better all around than theirs. Their defensive core is better all around than ours. And the goaltending, either goalie could steal a game or multiple games, but Carey Price is probably more likely to do that than Tuukka Rask. So let's look at their production. In 7 games, Pacioretty with 5, 6, and 8 on the first line. So Radulov over a point a game, 8 assists. My God. So that first line's doing pretty well for them. Second line, McCarron 1, Plekanec 5, Gallagher 2. So Plekanec is probably getting power play points there. But that second line's not great, and they're all minus players. So pretty weak second line, and they're performing pretty weak thus far in the playoffs. Third line, Stubborn Mateau is pointless in 7 games. Stefan, I think it's Mateau, but I'm going to call him Stubborn Mateau. So if he scores on us, I'm going to stub my toe on purpose and inflict quite a bit of pain on myself because he sucked round 1. Charles Houdon, not sure, only 1 point, and Andrew Shaw 4 points on the right wing. He's probably scoring on the power play. What kind of smile is that, Andrew? You faggot, as you like to call other people. Fourth line, Dwight King 1 point, Andreas Martinson 2, and Paul Byron 1. So I do not condone using the word faggot to describe people. I was just making fun of Andrew Shaw calling someone a faggot. I apologize if anyone is offended by that. Be offended by Andrew Shaw, the hated Canadian, and not myself. The hated Canadian and former Blackhawk. Like he's just playing on every single team that makes me want to hate him even more. Who will he go to next? I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. I guess the Senators next year, after they beat us in 6 games and hurt all of our players in the playoffs. So if Andrew Shaw is traded to the Senators next season, it's only likely to hate him more. So yeah, their bottom 9 is not performing too well, and as we know, we should be getting a ton of depth scoring. So let's see how their defense is doing. In 7 games, Shattenkirk has 7 points, so that sucks for us. Shea Weber as a defensive defenseman has 6 assists. Yimelin 0, Petrie 2, Ben 1, and Beaulieu 1. So same situation here in that their top pairing is just so much better than the rest. So it's kind of a tale of 2 teams here. We have quite a bit of depth in our forward lines, and they have top-end, front-loaded talent. So it's going to be a matter of if we can shut down their best players in this series, we should be just fine. All right, 8 minutes in, and I haven't even started simming the games yet. Great. So let's get right into game 1, not wasting any time. We do not have home ice advantage, so we're at Montreal for the first round. And the Avalanche turned it around, man. They are in the second round, and they have home ice advantage. So, first period, game 1 of round 2 at Montreal. There we go, boys. Mikko Rantanen and Daniel Sedin. So there's that depth scoring, a second and a third line goal. We're getting outshot 12-7. So Carey Price not doing so hot in this first period. All right, let's go on to the second period. Nothing doing. All right, that's good news for us. They're out shooting us 22-20, so we came back a little bit that period. But Tuukka Rask is keeping them out of the net, and as I say that, we're probably going to get scored on. All right, third period, we had a power play. Couldn't get anything going there, but hopefully we got a little bit of momentum from it. They've only had 2 shots this period. Tyler Johnson. There we go. More depth scoring, more third line scoring. They get one from stubbing my toe. God damn it. I have to stub my fucking toe. Andrew Shaw, shit. I'll stub my toe after this game. If we can pull it out. Can we pull it out? Yes. All right, there we go. We get the game 1 win. And I promised to stub my toe, so here it goes. Fuck, that hurt. Okay, I don't know if that picked up on the camera, but I just kicked my fucking entertainment center because I said I would. Stubbing my toe, and Andrew Shaw scored 5 seconds apart to scare the living shit out of me. But we got the win, and they got the depth scoring. But what we did do was we shut down their top lines. We held them off the board as Stubbing my toe and Andrew Shaw, the 2 guys I made fun of most on their team, are the first and second stars in the game 1 that the Canadians lose. They both had a goal and assist. Rask, third star. Let's take a look at how we did. Oh man, EA, I'm telling you, man, they listen. They listen to what you say. They do, and then they turn around on you. So Pastrnak had 2 assists, and we got Bergeron, Hosang, and Krejci with an assist. And you guys know our goal scorers. Quite a few -2s here. So our fourth line and our bottom pairing were out there for those 2 goals against in the matter of 5 seconds. So there's nothing we can really do about that. It's not like they were out there against their top line. They had depth guys in as well. So um, I don't know. We might need to spread out some of our fourth line throughout maybe the third, but I don't want to break anybody apart. Whatever. We won. We won. Doesn't matter. We got the dub. And we've stolen home ice advantage from the Montreal Canadiens already. So if we can pull out this game against the toilet seats, we're going to be in a fantastic spot, boys. Game 2. Going to get right into it. First period, nothing doing. Getting outshot by a shit ton. 13-5. So what happened here in this first period? Yeah, and we had two really shitty shots from Tyler Johnson over there on the left boards. And they had quite a flurry of shots from pretty much everywhere on the ice. We did not get a shot until 11 minutes left, and they already had like 10 by that point. Did we take any penalties? Okay, alright, that explains it. Marchand got a high-sticking double minor early in the first, so they had quite a bit of momentum. So it's good to see us killing that 4-minute penalty and stealing momentum back from the Canadiens, and he got it behind our net, so that kind of sucks. But Shea Weber took a penalty as well. All right, second period. Oh, fucking Andrew Shaw again. If he ends up scoring a goal every single game this series, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Plekanec also scored for them, so we're down 2-0, boys. Getting outshot by 9. Good news is we already stole home ice advantage from them, so we don't technically need this game as we're on the penalty kill. Tyler Johnson scores shorthanded. All right, boys, let's go. Bergeron! Fucking right in front of the net. That was probably really loud. I'm sorry. I'm just excited. I just hope we beat the Habs as we kill them out penalty. We're getting outshot by 15. Holy shit, is this game going to go to overtime? 1 minute left. We're going to overtime. Getting outshot by 16. But we came back. Third period comeback against the Habs. Tyler Johnson, Patrice Bergeron scored 2.5 minutes apart. That's great. That's great news. And we killed off another high-sticking double minor from Daniel Sedin. Can we stop fucking high-sticking people, please? Please? There have been so many penalties in this game. Alright. Alright. Overtime. I guarantee you one of Stubborn Matteau or Andrew Shaw will score and beat us in overtime here. What's going to happen, boys? Getting outshot severely, so I hope... Oh, God. Fuck! Fucking penalties, man. Stop taking so many penalties. Who was it this time? Marchand with the fucking hooking. A hooking major? Is that a real thing? Can you get a major from a hooking? Whatever. 16-32. So did they? If it was a minor, would it have mattered? No. Even if it was a minor, it wouldn't have mattered. They scored 40 seconds into the power play. But Brad Marchand racking up the pims that game. Hacking limbs and racking pims for Marshy. So that's not good. But we did come back. We showed some fight. We got severely outshot that game, but I think most of that was due to the high amount of penalties that we took. Rask did his best to keep us in there. I need some water. Andrew Shaw, another 3 stars performance for him. Another goal, another assist. He's got 4 points in 2 games. Andrew Shaw, I take it back. You're not a faggot. You're just ripping us apart. So, if we can take less penalties and not get scored on early in these games, we'll be fine. We still have home ice advantage, though, so if we win these next 2 games, we'll be in a very commanding spot. Capitals are down 0-2, and the Avalanche are down 0-2. Alright, Game 3. We're in Boston. We're in Beantown. Let's get the home ice going. Let's get the crowd into it, boys. Let's fucking light some people up. We've already started this game 3-0 in the first 2.5 minutes. First period. Alright. We're out shooting 12-5. So, quite a change now that we're at home. We're out shooting them by the same margin they were out shooting us by. Were there any penalties? Nope, no penalties in the first. Did not mean to go to hits. Meant to go to shots. If you look at those shots, a lot of stuff, or a lot of shots from the point, from the right point specifically, as when I try to say words, sometimes they just they just slur. Like one word will just slur into like one syllable when it's like 5 syllables. I don't know why, but it just does. So our shots, we need to get more high quality chances than that. So second period, Josh Hosang, there we go. Another third line goal for us. Holy shit, that third line is playing out of its mind this series. Um, if anything, we need our second line to step up now. So we're out shooting them by 14 now. Any penalties that period? They had 3 penalties to start that period. We couldn't score on the 5-on-3, but we scored late. That's all that matters, is that we got the goal. And Michael McCarron scores in the first minute of the third. Their depth, man. Their depth. I talked shit about their depth, and it's actually coming through for them as their top line. We've been shutting their top line down, offense and defense. But their depth is getting goals, and that's going to send Game 3 into overtime. 2 out of 3 games have gone to overtime thus far. They won the last one. Who's going to win this one? We're out shooting them by 14. So if we don't win this game, if Carey Price puts up a 40-plus save performance, oh my god. All right, power play, power play. Yes! Mikko Rantanen. There's that second line. There is that second line for us. It might have been a power play goal. I think I did see a power play. Yeah, Martinson got a hooking minor. So power play, there's that power play. I talked shit about it last video, and then it came through for us. And it did so once again this game. Up 2-1. Carey Price first star, Jesus. Tuukka Rask second star, and Hosang third star. No Andrew Shaw sightings in that 3 stars. So, now that I've apologized to him, he's decided to take it easy on us. I say that he's probably going to go off for like 5 points next game. Game 4 in Boston. Still have home ice advantage. This is really important for us. If we win this game, it's going to be huge in terms of winning this series. So, alright, fuck it. First period. They scored 2. Pacioretty gets them on the board. A top line goal. So, last game, I said that their top line has still been held scoreless. And then next game, first period, they get a goal. From that angle, that makes sense. Okay. Paul Byron scores from the dot. Out shooting them by 2, but we're getting outscored by 2. No power play goals. Alright, whatever. Second period. Shea Weber gets one for him. Another top line goal. Jesus. We're just going to get on the third period. We're going to head back to Montreal. Hopefully we can regroup. We have to win. We have to win one of the next 2 road games and win our last home game in order to win this series. So, yeah, we're in a worse spot now than we were at the beginning of the series and the beginning of, or after Game 3. 2-2 series, headed back to Montreal for Game 5. Toilet seats get a shutout. So there's a game probably that Carey Price stole. He was the second star. Pacioretty first star. Shea Weber third. I don't know what happened that game. I think Carey Price just stole it. I don't imagine that we played very poorly. Sort of the wrong thing. -3. So that third line for us was -3. That's not good. Chara -2. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, moving on to the next game. We really need this one. Game 5 in Montreal. If we lose this game, it'll be tough for us to win the series. Tied up 2-2. I don't know what else I can say. The Avs and the Caps both came back. Both of those series. All 4 road teams have been the winners. And in our series, we've had 2 road game wins. So hopefully we can make that 3 right here as we play in Montreal for Game 5. This is an ever important game. And stubbing my fucking toe scored again on us. Jesus. So never make fun of a player's name and never make fun of a mistake that a player made in the past while you're fucking doing these franchise modes, because EA listens, man. They listen to you and they will fuck you any way possible. I'm cursing so much this series. It's just the rivalry, man. Playing against Montreal, and especially with the Kevin Shattenkirk business, I really want to beat him. As I say that, Kevin Shattenkirk was probably going to score here in the second period. No, he didn't, but Brad Marchand did from the half boards. Jesus. We're out shooting them by 2. Need to stop taking penalties. They had 2, though, and we had 1. So, yeah, Marchand scored 6 minutes into the period. Out shooting them by 2, headed into the third. Even game, power play. Yes, Marchand from right in front of the net. Probably a tic-tac-toe tap-in. As I speak 100 words a minute. 100 words a second. 100 words a minute is not very impressive. Galchenyuk, fuck. Backus! There we go. Backus showed up. Holy shit. Is that Backus' first goal of the playoffs? I don't remember. It might be. We're up. Okay, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Come on, boys. We're getting outshot by 2, by 4. Paul Byron! No! Another overtime game. Paul Byron ties it up in the last 2 minutes, probably with the goal he pulled. Jesus. Come on, boys. You know how bad we needed this game. You know how bad we needed it. So we blew 2 leads there in the third period. Good news is our first line's playing pretty well this game, as they have all 3 of our goals. So yeah, third overtime of the series. We're 1-1 in overtimes. Just gonna get right into it. Getting outshot by 6 right now, which is not good. Power play for them, and they scored. Kevin Shattenkirk. I fucking knew it, man. I knew it. Oh my god. EA listens, dude. There's no other explanation other than EA listens. I'm at a loss for words, man. Marchand back his first 2 stars. Pacioretty 3rd star. Let's get on to Game 6. I'm not even going to look at the stats. Nothing I want to do. Nothing I want to change. Playing well. We're playing well. We're just losing. We gave up a late goal there, taking to overtime. And we gave up an overtime. Gave up a goal in overtime to Kevin Shattenkirk. That piece of shit. Alright, whatever. First period. Game 6, must win for us in Boston. Not mean to press B whatsoever. And 2 goals from Brandon Gallagher. Alright, it's over. It's over, boys. It was a good season. Second period, nothing. Down by 7 shots. I'm just going to sim it now. So, we played a good season. As Daniel Sedin scores, still don't have much hope. We're out shooting him by 9. Holy shit, maybe I do have a little bit of hope. Okay. Oh, penalty kill. Jesus Christ. Power play. Come on. Come on. Fuck, man. 5 minutes left. We're out shooting them by 16. And we're going to lose by 1. As we have a power play late in the game. And power play for the last 4 minutes and we can't score? Probably like 6 on 4. Yeah, fucking Jordy Ben double minor. My god. So that's how we end our season, boys. A failed power play. And a blown series. We had the advantage. We had home ice advantage. We took it from them. Then we lost 3 straight games. We blew Game 5 in the last minute and overtime. And then in Game 6, we could not convert. Shitty start. We could not come back from. Overall, pretty good season. I'm happy that we're back and we're contending. Although we're probably going to see Zdeno Chara retire. Unfortunately, we could not get him the Stanley Cup that we wanted. And we lost to our arch rival, the Montreal Toilet Seats. I couldn't think of a more disappointing way for that season to end than that performance right there. We'll probably go to Sweden here. 3 weeks, whatever. So, we're looking to see some growth from our prospects this offseason. We're looking to maybe land a top-notch defensive signing. Maybe, I'm going to sim to the draft in this video. Maybe see some, I don't know what I'm talking about here. The Providence Bruins lost first round of their playoff matchup, 3-1. See some progression from our young guys. Maybe they can step up and fill out some NHL roles. We do have a logjam at left wing, especially if Daniel Sedin does not retire, which he very well might. On our left wing, we have NHL-ready guys in Marchand, Rantanen, Daniel Sedin, Zacha, Kyle Connor, Frank Vetrano. DeBrusk might see some growth and be available at left wing for us. So we're going to look to maybe ship a couple guys out in the offseason from that left wing spot and try to bring in maybe defensemen in return for him. Something like that. If you guys want to see a trade, if you want to see me, the Minnesota Wild win the Stanley Cup and the Lehigh Valley Phantoms win the Calder Cup. If you guys want to see me make a trade or try to trade for somebody, let me know in the comment section below. I was really hoping that at the end of this video, I'd be talking about our Eastern Conference final matchup, but it appears that I am not. So there is the draft lottery results. Nashville whichever one, however you want to say it. They traded for Carolina's pick, and they got a top 3 pick out of it. So Toronto, St. Louis, and Carolina won the draft lottery. Here are the retired players. Daniel Sedin, Zdeno Chara, both retired for us, so that's unfortunate to see. We have a giant hole, literally, in our defense now that Chara's on the way out, and Daniel Sedin. So we're not hurting at left wing, but it'd be nice to see him try to stick around for one more season. But he is 37, and he is on his way out. I believe it said Toronto, St. Louis, and Carolina, as both the Sedins retired, and quite a few big names here. You guys can look at that if you'd like. Toronto, St. Louis, and Carolina won the lottery. Let's see what positions they won the lottery from. And I'll wrap this video up by looking at some player stats from the playoffs and see who the Wild had on their team and why they won the cup as we look to retool for next season. Yeah, Toronto, St. Louis, Carolina. See if anybody won the lottery. Looks like Toronto did. They finished with 87 points on the season. Just a couple points out of a playoff spot, and they have the 2nd overall pick. Like they need any more young help. So St. Louis and Carolina were already way down here at the bottom. So Toronto, the big winners in the draft lottery, they definitely need more young guys. Their team's getting pretty old over there. They actually have a couple of non-teenagers on the roster. Non-teenagers on the roster now. So our first line of Bergeron, Marchand, and Backes led the way for us in scoring. And then Tyler Johnson, Pastrnak, Krejci. So that second line, I guess, of Pastrnak, Krejci, and Rantanen, 8, 6, and 5 apiece. Be nice to see them have performed better, but they did not. And then Ho-Sang and Johnson, 9 and 5. They were heavy minuses, and I imagine Daniel Sedin was as well. So if I could go back and change anything, I'd probably split them up, try to get them playing better 5-on-5 hockey, and then our third line, just threw in a couple points throughout the playoffs. They were also minus players. For us, Marchenko did better in the playoffs, 2 assists in 12 games. And then Krug, and then Chara's stats are not here because he retired. How did Tuukka Rask do in the playoffs? 2.29 GAA is pretty good, and a 9.24 save is also pretty good, but it was apparently not enough to get it done. I believe our offense failed us more so than Rask in those playoffs. Let's take a look at the league. Disappointing season, or disappointing end to the season. Yeah, you can hear my voice probably. I am not the happiest of campers right now. Jason Pominville led the Minnesota Wild to a Stanley Cup. What the hell, man? Looks like the Habs went to the finals. I'm glad they lost. Radulov and Shea Weber with 19 points, second on their team. Pacioretty, Galchenyuk, and Shattenkirk were also up there. So yeah, and take a look at the Minnesota Wild. If I can find them. Where are they? There they are. Minnesota Wild. Yeah, Pominville, Granlund, Stahl, Parise, Niederreiter. Pretty much everyone you'd expect. They're pretty much the exact same roster from last season. So they must have had fantastic goalie play from Dubnyk. Yeah, 189 GAA and 94% save percentage nearly. So that's what it takes to win a Stanley Cup right there. So Rask played well, but not well enough. And our offense also did not perform well enough for us. So next season, in this offseason, we'll look to do the draft. We probably have a pick in the high 20s. I can't recall off the top of my head if we have any other first rounders. I don't think we do. But we'll find out next video where we are in the draft and what we're looking at in terms of guys that we might be able to draft. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Unfortunate result. We look to be back next season. We look to be contending once again next season and push for a playoff spot, push for a cup. We're definitely not wiltering away and rebuilding anytime soon. So, tune in next time to see what we do at the draft and potentially see what we do in free agency. I'll see you guys next time.